Alright folks, this is Sultan. As you guys know, I have always expressed concern that what is happening in the UK and Europe at large may eventually happen in Australia as well. What I'm about to explain in this video is evidence that my fears are becoming reality. It demonstrates how some people can move to Australia or even be born here, receive the incredible privilege of representing the local people, yet their loyalties remain with their home countries and people. Fatima Payman was born in Kabul, Afghanistan in 1995 during the peak of Taliban power. She and her parents have first-hand experience of how any government based on Islamic principles can be disastrous, yet her loyalties lie with Islam and Islamists. Australia welcomed her family, recognizing that no one deserves to live under the oppressive rule of the Taliban. You would expect her, of all people, to distance herself from those who wish to establish Sharia, but she sees things differently. Yes, I understand the Palestinian movement is multidimensional, but one of the major dimensions of Hamas is the fact that it is an Islamist jihadist organization. Asking or preventing any country from taking action against an Islamist terrorist organization like Hamas is against Australian values and Australian interests. But she doesn't care. Hamas may have a case for self-determination, but at the end of the day, it is an Islamist jihadi organization. Senator Payman is one of the 12 senators from Western Australia, a predominantly white state elected under the Labor Party ticket. Yes, our Labour Party is quite similar to the UK Labour Party. Senator Payman did not receive the Muslim vote. She was embraced by her white Australian voters irrespective of her skin colour or religious preferences, as it should be. However, I regret to say that time and time again, we see that when it comes to Muslim interests versus the interests of their country, most of them, if not all, prioritise the former. So without further ado, let me tell you what Senator Payman has done. But before we proceed, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to support my channel, you can become a patron by going to patreon.com/Sultan or buymeacoffee.com/Sultan. If you can't, then that's okay too. Just a simple like and share will suffice. Now let's get back to today's video. As we all know, the Muslim Ummah community often takes precedence for many Muslims, even those who hold significant positions like senators. The Australian people did their part by voting for Senator Payman above racial and religious lines. Again, I must say, that's well done, and that's how it should be. But how did she repay them? She went against the party's official policy on Israel-Palestine and created a faction. The Labour Party of Australia does not endorse recognising Palestine as a sovereign state for a multitude of reasons, such as the concern that it could become another Taliban-like state where human rights abuses would be normalised, such as throwing homosexuals off rooftops. While you can hold private opinions on the issue, as a member of a political party, you cannot publicly oppose the party's official stance. No political party allows it. You can engage in rigorous internal debates, which I think she did, but you cannot embarrass your party in the media as Senator Payman did. To provide some context, the Green Party is a far-left woke party. It is expected of them to take such positions. They often side with extremists and radical Islamists, so no big news there. However, Senator Payman did not become a senator on the Greens ticket. She was elected on the Labour ticket, but she did not care because for her, serving the Muslim Ummah takes precedence over all other loyalties. So consequently, she's been suspended indefinitely for going against party's policies. If you think she would take a moment for self-reflection, you are mistaken. It's the Muslim Ummah or nothing. The Islamic agenda comes before the Labour Party, public sentiment, or even Australian values and Australian interests. I have often feared that what is happening in Britain will replicate in Australia. The Islamic value of staying loyal to your own community above everything else is universal, whether in Australia, Britain, or soon in America. Remember how the Muslim vote in Britain threatened to withdraw support from the Labour Party because it did not stand up for Gaza as they wanted? Well, they are threatening to do the same in Australia as well, where Labour has traditionally appeased the Muslim community, but obviously not enough.
A new Muslim political movement is confident that it can win seats from the Labor Party at the next federal election, challenging them in traditional heartland seats in both Sydney and Melbourne. They say the treatment of now outcast Labor Senator Fatima Payman has been the last straw.
I have never seen this level of unity and camaraderie and support within the Muslim community.
Isn't it remarkable that just like in Britain, they're calling it the Muslim vote here in Australia as well? Perhaps it's just a coincidence, or maybe there is an organized strategy to influence Western democracies. I cannot say definitively, so I'll leave it with you guys to work out.
But a Muslim movement is now targeting at least a dozen Labor seats, saying their vote has been taken for granted.
Do you believe that you can win seats from the Labor Party?
I certainly think we will win seats.
In Sydney, on the new draft boundaries, Muslims make up 32%. In Jason Clare's electorate, his margin is 12. Fellow Minister Tony Burke has 25% Muslim constituents, margin 15%. Chris Bowen, 14% Muslims, 7% margin. In Parramatta, 11% Muslim voters, a margin of less than 1%. Werriwa, 16% Muslim voters, a margin of 5%. In Victoria, the Labor seats of Bruce, Holt, Corwell and Wills all have a higher Muslim vote than a majority for the sitting MP.
Just like in Britain, Muslims here feel that they are not being heard. Heard about what? That Israel should not respond to terrorist acts perpetrated against its citizens on October 7th? What other community votes on a single agenda, especially when that agenda is a foreign conflict? Only Muslims do that. Australia does not even have a significant voice on the geopolitical stage. This is intimidation and blackmailing that goes against Australian values and interests. So, just like in Britain, it's happening in Australia, albeit on a much smaller scale, which can get out of hand as it has in Britain. For Muslim politicians and even general Muslims, nothing matters other than the interests of their fellow Muslims, even in a faraway land. So that makes you wonder, where do their loyalties lie? Sure, there are a lot of white Australians who are sympathetic towards the plight of Gazans, but it's not quite the same. White Australians, wokies, far leftists are just self-righteous virtue-signalling do-gooders. Their reasons for supporting Palestinian statehood are totally different. And they surely don't vote just on one agenda. These woke white Australians also stand against homophobia, but Muslims don't. Their new darling, Senator Payman, is caught at least donating more than $300 to homophobic content like the One Path Network, known for producing misogynistic and homophobic Islamist propaganda content. Check out the kind of people she supports.
And regarding our views on homosexuality,
Payman's been linked to a controversial Islamic television studio donating money to the One Path Network that's campaigned against homosexuality and feminist propaganda.
newsflash, almost 2 billion Muslims around the world don't agree with it either. Can you not force your views on us? I mean, this coercive control is getting quite toxic.
So this is why I've been calling it the unholy alliance of the left and Islamists for many years. The Greens Party, which is a far-left wokey party, should confront their new hero Fatima Payman for her association with homophobes and misogynists. But they won't. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's an unholy alliance of convenience, and it will eventually fall apart at some point. Will it be too late by then? Only time will tell. But rest assured, this brown guy will always be there fighting for the preservation of Western values and exposing these anti-Western radical Islamists. And I would appreciate your support because it's a risky venture. You can support my channel by going to patreon.com/HarrisSultan or buymeacoffee.com/HarrisSultan. If you can't do that, then that's fine as well. Just like and share. Until next time, ta-da. If you'd like to support my work, you can become my patron by going to patreon.com/HarrisSultan, or you can simply buy me a coffee.